right, here's what we know. We know that the Isaac School District, which is an elementary school district in a working class part of the valley, is at least $12 million in the hole. Some of the estimates are saying it's upwards of $20 million. How did it get that bad? The superintendent has stepped down. All the school board members remain. We don't know. Here's the things we don't know. We don't know if payroll will get there in time for teachers. Will the school remain open? Whose job is it to fund the school? Is it the county? Is it the state of Arizona? How did it get to where it was? These are all important questions. So joining us to talk about that is a member of the state legislature, also a former public school teacher, Matt Gress. Representative Gress, thanks for doing this.
Good morning, Mike.
Let's start with some of these questions about the Isaac School District. Do you have any idea at this point how it got to be millions of dollars before somebody was notified that this school district's finances were out of control?
So this district has been on the financial risk list that the Auditor General publishes every year since 2020. So it's been known that there are financial problems in general. Then in fiscal year 2023, the Treasurer's Office informed the county superintendent that Isaac had negative cash balances. And in May of 2024, the county superintendent offered support, financial help for Isaac to get its books in order. But it seems like things continue to deteriorate, including the district misrepresenting in their annual financial report their fiscal condition, that they were hiding cash balances. And so what happened is you had negative account balances in fiscal year 23. They continued to worsen in fiscal year 24. And now we're in this situation that is very dire.
When the superintendent, who's responsible though? Because what repercussions are there? Like you said, they were on the list of being financially in trouble. They falsified records. A, is there legal accountability? But B, is there any agency? Is there anyone that is able to step in before it gets to this critical point?
Well, as it relates to the legal repercussions, the Speaker Montenegro has referred for criminal investigation the Isaac Elementary School District to the Attorney General, Chris Mays, and to the County Attorney, Rachel Mitchell. In fact, yesterday, following this situation, I received a whistleblower letter that dates back to 2023 that was handed over to me by the county superintendent, the new county superintendent. So we're going to also take this information and share it with the authorities, because what happened here was not only appalling, but probably and potentially criminal. So hopefully the lawyers will take a look at it. As it relates to the financial condition of the school, I think that the state needs to have a conversation on more aggressive intervention. It seems like we wanted to do a light touch and allow the district to find its way out of this financial mess, and that didn't work. So we need to be more aggressive much sooner, and I think we could avoid situations like this.
Well, the kids that are in limbo, the head of the county board of supervisors said that it's not their responsibility to bail them out financially, that funding for education is a state issue, and that the governor and the state legislature need to figure out how to fund this district and to keep it open if they're going to do that. Do you agree with that assessment? And if that is the case, is the state prepared to do something to fund this district so teachers can continue to teach and these kids continue to go to school?
I agree with the county that this is a state responsibility. This school district is a political subdivision created by the state, and the school receives property taxes and state aid. The question here is, what is the county treasurer lawfully permitted to do? We have cash available for the district. It's their basic state aid payments that we pay out every month. We can transmit that money for the Isaac Elementary School District to cover payroll. But the treasurer does not believe he has the legal authority to transmit that payment while the district owes the county money. So we're going to suspend that requirement for the next 2 weeks in legislation today that we'll be considering, so that we can pay the payroll for Isaac Elementary School District. That will buy us more time to come up with a more comprehensive, longer-term solution.
So I want to go back to the misuse of these funds and what happened. I know that there's an investigation pending, but correct me if I'm wrong. The superintendent oversees everything, but there's a school board. Do you believe that this school board is also responsible? Should these school board members keep their jobs? Should they be removed? Should they step down? What should happen with the school board members that also had to know this was happening and either not report it or not stop it?
I think that's one of the bigger tragedies of all of this. School boards, and I'm a former school board member in the Madison Elementary School District, school boards are meant to be an oversight board, a check and balance on the superintendent. And for many years, there has been this mythology that has emerged that says school board members need to be only concerned with policy, and operations of the district need to be left to the superintendent. So they need to step aside and let the school superintendent handle mostly everything. And this passive role on the part of a school board has contributed to what has happened in Isaac and many other districts. This school board, though, is quite something. The president has been there for 22 years. The most junior member of the board has been there for 4 years. What were they all doing all of this time as they saw their property tax base shrink, their school enrollment shrink, and they didn't take necessary fiscal actions such as closing schools that were underutilized and consolidating properties and building and managing the staff accordingly. This school board is culpable, no doubt about it. And the legislation we'll take up today fires the school board, and it will prohibit them from holding any public office in the future. They have violated the public trust, and I don't think they should be trusted with any other positions that the public has in place.
State Representative Matt Gress is joining us, talking about the Isaac Elementary School District. Last question then is about other districts. You kind of mentioned those, but do we have any idea if there are any other districts that are under this kind of pressure financially? And if you bail out one, if it's a state responsibility, is there the possibility that other districts are finding themselves in deep financial trouble without the knowledge of the public or the parents in that district? And if so, how do we find that out and rectify it before it gets this bad?
Well, I think first of all, I think it's important to note that we are not bailing out the Isaac Elementary School District. We are facilitating the process to make payroll while the receiver gets more time to start liquidating property in the Isaac Elementary School District. That debt will be paid off by the Isaac Elementary School District. So they're not a bailout, and I don't think any of us are interested in that.
Okay.
There is one other school in receivership, and there are many more that are at financial risk, as reported by the Auditor General, like Isaac was 4 years ago, or nearly 5 years ago. And I think that in follow-up legislation, we need to have more aggressive engagement early on to try to prevent more schools falling into receivership. But I think it also raises a bigger conversation about consolidation of school districts and whether we need to make some tough decisions early on to ensure that kids have a place to go to school, that the schools are financially solvent, so that certainty can be provided to families.
I appreciate the time today. This is one that's got the entire valley and probably the entire state watching. I know it's a big deal to you. I appreciate the time today, and I look forward to seeing how it's resolved.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks. That is Matt Gress, Arizona State Representative, talking about Isaac Elementary School District.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Catch up on Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast, and click the button in the middle to subscribe.